Hey everybody, Howard Jacobson here from Plant Yourself, Sick to Fit, Well Start Health. And I just published a blog post or a newsletter, and I want to talk about it a little bit. First, though, I want to mention that we are about half full for the Josh Howie Sick to Fit retreat in New Orleans. That's March 5th through 8th. You can find out more about it at Sick to Fit. Ooh, I bit myself. Sick to Fit / NOLA, N-O-L-A. At the moment, you can find that at sicktofit.com. I've made that the homepage just to make it easier. And we're almost, I hope, very soon going to get some videos of the experiences of the folks who went through the first retreat to give you a sense of what's up with that, what we're trying to accomplish. Josh and I posted a video, which you can see on Facebook and on Josh's Instagram, which we talk about what we learned from the first retreat and what we're looking to build going forward. I also recorded an audio with Glenn Livingston of Never Binge Again, in which we talk about the power of retreat and what can you get out of a retreat that you can't get from an online community or that you can't get from an exclusively online community. You can listen to that at the bottom of this audio player at the bottom of sicktofit.com/NOLA, N-O-L-A, all lowercase. And I think it's interesting, even if you're not thinking about going on this retreat, to consider the value of in real life exposure to people whose lifestyles, whose attitudes, whose values you want to emulate. If you think about the human being, our programming, we're not designed to learn on screens. We haven't evolved to learn from chats or words. We're evolved to mirror the actions and affects of the people around us. And that's really what a retreat can give you. So if you're interested in turning the 2020s into your healthiest decade ever, no matter where you've been up till now, that's one thing that I would strongly suggest you take a look at. It's, again, sicktofit.com/NOLA. Second thing is, if you'd like to make the 2020s your personal best decade and you'd like a little help and you're frustrated or confused about why your actions don't align sufficiently or frequently enough or intensely enough with your goals, values, and priorities, then maybe you need a health coach. And I'm happy to talk with you to see if that would be a good fit. You can find out more about my signature laser coaching program. It's a year of unlimited laser sessions by phone at plantyourself.com/laser. That's L-A-S-E-R. All right, so let's talk about tidings of comfort or joy. I was singing at a nursing home on yesterday on Christmas Day. Was a part of a mitzvah crew, a bunch of Jewish people with nothing better to do on a Christmas morning, and we go and we met at a continuing care facility, and we did our best to sing all the Christmas songs. To say, Little Drummer Boy, we were not at the top of our game for that, but we rocked Feliz Navidad and 12 Days of Christmas, and I want to say we did a pretty good job with Merry Gentlemen. And the Merry Gentlemen is where I got today's title of the blog post from, which is Tidings of Comfort and Joy, oh, tidings of comfort and joy. And so I start out the article by telling a story that I heard, God, dozens of times, maybe 100 times as a kid. I always heard it from my father, and it was about his father. His father, Jaime Jacobson, we share the same Hebrew/Yiddish name, Chaim Mendel. So I felt a strong kinship with him. He was also left-handed, and who knows, maybe I'm him reincarnated. So I was always very interested in the stories. He was an actor in the Yiddish theater. He was a director, a producer, songwriter, band leader, Jaime of all trades. And he was also known for having a great sense of humor and a hair trigger temper. And the story that I heard includes samples of both of those, although I think only the temper one is validated by the story. Here's the story. One day he was talking to someone, they got into an argument, and Jaime punched him in the face. And the guy tottered around, wobbled, sat down on the curb, and started yelling, screaming. And apparently he was yelling, "Iodine, police, help, help, iodine, police." And to which Jaime replied, "Make up your mind, iodine or police, you can't have both." And at this, my father would laugh uproariously. Okay, turn off my noise here. Josh just explained it to me. I was never a fighter, so it didn't make any sense to me. And so when we were singing Tidings of Comfort and Joy, what came to my mind was comfort or joy. Make up your mind. You can't have both. And it's because both comfort and joy are important words in my understanding of the world and my understanding of health. And in Sick to Fit, we rail against comfort. We talk about comfort as basically the enemy of growth. A lot of this comes from the book, Your Survival Instinct is Killing You, in which it was explained like we go for comfort because it's evolutionarily, it makes good sense. So imagine freezing to death. Bad. Slightly chilly. That doesn't trigger the same level of motivation and urgency. But if we're a little chilly and we take action right away to move towards comfort, then we're increasing the odds that we're not going to freeze to death. Starving. Literally starving. Bad. Do almost anything to avoid that. A little peckish, a little hungry. Not a big deal. But if we pay attention to it, nip it in the bud, go get some food, then we're much less likely to starve to death. So these responses to discomfort are really early warning signs. And they work really well in an environment in which discomforts are visited upon us daily without any way to avoid them. All right? We lived outdoors. We didn't have a thing called indoors. We were in nature. We were rubbing up against rough surfaces. We were cold. We were wet. We had to run till our lungs burned, till our heart was pounding. We had to lift heavy things, get scratched up, get hurt. Physically, we were uncoddled. And so it was natural that whenever you could move towards comfort, you did. Trouble is, though, now that we live in a world in which comfort is available 24/7, and we don't have to do almost anything, most of us, to stay within 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, dry. We can get food any kind, anytime, anywhere. We never have to run hard, lift something heavy, feel the abrasion of a barky tree or the ground against us. We have become so addicted to this level of comfort that you can see the effect it has on our health. We're obese, we are sedentary, we are diseased, chronically diseased, and we're getting worse. And so in the book, we talk about comfort as really the addiction that keeps us from becoming healthy, to becoming our authentic selves. And in the same book, in Sick to Fit, we define joy according to paraphrasing the definition of Brian Masumi, the philosopher, says basically joy is the thing you feel when you are growing. And growing not just like taller or wider, but growing into the next version of yourself, a better version of yourself, growing into your potential. And so it seems like we got to choose comfort or joy. Comfort in the moment or joy on the whole journey. So those ain't some good tidings. Then I went to the dictionary and I looked up the word comfort. It turns out the word comfort is cum fort. Fort as in the Latin fortis, meaning strength. So to comfort someone is to support them, to strengthen them, right? You can hear that same root, forte, and forte piano, playing forte. Fortissimo is playing very loudly, very strongly. Fortitude, fortify, and even a fort. You ever build a fort as a kid? You want to make it strong. You want to make it a safe place from which you could be strong, exhibit strength, demonstrate and enact strength. It's your fort. And so comfort didn't mean to coddle. It didn't mean to infantilize, right? Because you think about like who gets comforted. Little babies get comforted by being rocked and by being suckled and by being sung to and patted and held. Babies are the avatars of moving out of their comfort zone. You look at those little critters, they're trying to walk. They're flopping all over the place, falling, and they keep getting up and taking one step after another step. Very brave. They try to talk. They're trying to form words, trying to be understood. Right? How many of us keep our mouths shut because we're afraid we're going to be misunderstood? Babies have some guts, man. And so we comfort them to strengthen them, to support them, because they are on this continual journey of discomfort, of discovering themselves. And when you see a child take 2 steps for the first time before plopping down on their little diapered ass, you see joy in their face. When they can grasp something and pick themselves up and stand for the first time, when they can start to form words and make themselves understood, that is joy. That is fierce joy. And so comfort and joy can coexist when we're not using comfort to keep ourselves infantilized. Because that's the paradox of comfort. The more you seek after comfort, the more you depend on it, the less independently capable you are of functioning in the world. The more you need all of these structures and supports and carpeting and bubble wrap to just be baseline okay, to not be terrified all the time. And when you are so dependent on technologies and on structures and on social systems to not be terrified, then guess what? You're terrified. You're terrified that something will happen to those systems. Something will happen to your pension fund. Something will happen to your employment, and you'll be at the mercy of all these discomforts. Whereas going out, sick to fit style, and running hard, lifting some weights, saying no to junky foods even though it's hard, having difficult conversations with friends and family about what you want out of your life rather than just accepting their default. Chasing this kind of discomfort, paradoxically, creates the space for a deeper comfort, a comfort of you as an authentic human being on planet Earth. Right? Think about the comfort we get from Earth. The gravity is friggin' perfect. I don't fly off and I don't stick to it like I can't move, like a refrigerator magnet, one of those rare earth magnets that you gotta, smack with a hammer to get to move a half an inch so you can lift off the photograph. We get to walk and jump and skip and gamble and roll around on the earth as if it was meant just for us. Take in a breath of the perfectly ratioed oxygen, nitrogen, inert gases, all the other stuff, exactly to our specifications. walk around and look at the plants that provide us with that oxygen, that provide us with the nutrients that we need in exactly the quantities and qualities that we need. Right? That is where we derive our comfort. Baseline. We are on a planet designed to support and strengthen us. And once we get that, then we get to let go of all the artificial means of comfort, all the crutches that we rely on to keep us uber unnaturally comfortable. And then when we are chasing daily discomfort, we can rest and relax into the overarching comfort of this planet, this existence that so wants us to be here and to be well and to grow and to develop and to reach our full potential, whatever that might be. And so, yeah, we can have comfort and joy. And those are some pretty good tidings. So again, if you would like to experience comfort and joy a la Josh Lajani and Howie Jacobson style, check out our retreat, sicktofit.com/NOLA. Or if you want to work with me privately for a whole year, or you could do both. Heck, right? Comfort and joy. Plantyourself.com/laser, LASER. Happy Boxing Day, everybody. Today's Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.